It's a carpet.
It's a towel.
It's not. He's not at the beach.
Yeah, he's on a boat.
He's on a boat.
So it's obviously carpet.
Yeah, it's a
Duh, it's obviously carpet. Alright. We talking lizard users?
Hey, everybody!
How do they know?
How do they know? Danny Boy's here. And we got a couple other people in the wings. Guys, it's the last Super TV of the summer. Of the month at the
It's
very
the last
least.
Super TV ever? No.
You guys!
Yes?
That's me crumpling up your thoughts and throwing them away.
Roxy's got opinions.
So, our setup is a little bit different because we've been moving.
Sam also left all the equipment at home. Let us know if you can hear us good.
Yeah, let us know how the hearing is.
Julie Layden, Danny M, Danny Boy. We got two Dannys. Uh-oh.
Danny Boy and Danny M should fight. Fight.
What?
I mean, I don't agree with the soundboard, but it is what we're doing now.
We have no control over it.
Yeah.
Truly don't. Guys, if you're part of the Patreon, then you are. There's something you should go look at right now on the Patreon. It's a video.
It's
Patreon.
so dope.
It's a little reveal-ish thing of our new project.
Look at the light. Look at the light. What did you do just now?
He sucked it back in.
Did you no comment?
What's happening?
What
You
just
sucked
happened
that
with you?
sneeze right back in.
No, I was like yawn. Have you guys ever seen somebody yawn before?
I couldn't
Not
see
like that.
it. I was watching it through a very tiny screen.
Well, listen, I'm sorry about the screen.
It looks like you were silently screaming up at the wall.
I did a lot of garlic and then I burped and it smells like garlic.
Congratulations.
Can we get a poll in the chat of what you think about putting onions on burgers? Let's get an onion.
Grilled or not?
I'm pro onion on burger.
Yeah, I am too. The flavor's to die for. It's the tits. But, you know, they...
Grilled or not?
Both. They're great. Either or.
Great.
But I hate how my breath and mouth feel after.
That's me
fair.
all the time.
Are we ready to do the audio?
I guess so.
We have more onion things to say.
3, 2.
Womb.
Hello. No.
Cannot compute.
No. Welcome to Super TV Showdown, the best damn superhero review show. You can put your moist little ears into.
That's just you doing that for the next 20 minutes.
Why are you both doing that? Oh my god, I'm so upset.
We talk about all the superhero news and TV shows. Literally all of them. Alright?
And here's the crazy thing.
We're done. Yes, go on.
No, this is the last one for a minute. This is the we are going to do some other things over the summer, but all our shows except Cloak and Dagger are wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not quite prepared to just make this the Cloak and Dagger show.
Why?
You tell me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why. It's the best show. I know everything that happens on it.
You know, yeah? Give me 5 details of the news. Actually, we'll get to that in a second. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But first up, I want to say a very special thank you to everyone who contributed to either the audio or the video or any capacity of the Patreon, because you guys actually made this show possible. You allowed us to do a lot of very fun things. And stay tuned, because something very special is happening over the next couple of weeks that have to do with bonus episodes, but also bonus content. And if you're a listener, you guys should go check out, or if you're watching this in any form, you should go check out the little preview of our new project on our Patreon.
You have to. It's so cool. It's so legit.
We've been literally building something over the past couple of weeks, and it's really cool when you get to actually get your hands dirty and put something together like this.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
And not just that, there's other things coming exclusively to Patreon over the summer, so stay tuned so you can be a part of all of that and enjoy some of our fun summer content.
But I know what they are, and I bet if you guys tickle me, I'll spill.
Ooh, we'll tickle her over on Twitter. That's ROXY
STRIAR.
Find me first. ROXY, special thank you to you. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Don't say sweet things.
Why?
I'll cry.
But I mean it. Thank you so much for being a part of this with DJ and I. And I also have a very special thank you to Swanman85. That's a Reddit user who every week, no questions asked, like literally just out of the kindness of their own heart, they put together the Reddit threads for everybody to have discussions, and they share their own thoughts, and they make it very organized. It's not just like slapping up a thread, which is still appreciated, but they actually take a lot of care and effort to put this together so that you guys have a place to go talk about these shows so we can read it on the show. So Swan Man, thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who watches live or listens to it. We appreciate that. We appreciate your feedback, and get ready, because we're actually... I think it's fair to say that we're about to do a big upgrade for Everything Only Stupid Answers over the next...
Beyonce style. Let me upgrade them.
Is that the
I don't know. Yeah, but she has like a way not as deep voice as that. I don't know where that... But like, let me upgrade them.
It's like we're
And
at a
now you know
Beyonce
I'm
concert.
Beyonce.
I feel it.
It's like we're at Coachella right now. Now, guys, we're going to be doing a best of and worst of what our thoughts are on every single TV show that we talked about this year. That's right, every single one. Swanman actually threw in all the shows. Are you ready for me? You want the list?
Yes.
What we're going to talk about?
Give it to me
please.
now.
All right, so we got Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl,
We're
Black
going to do
Lightning,
that slower. Hold on, because I'm writing it down. We're going to talk about it as well.
Legend tomorrow.
Arrow,
Arrow.
Flash,
Wait.
Supergirl.
Flash.
Black Lightning.
Agents
Agents
of
of
Shield.
S.H.I.E.L.D. I said it first. I got it first.
Yeah.
Think about this, Runaways,
Runaways. I said it first also still.
Legion.
Legion. I said Legion first.
You're so slow. The Gifted.
The Gifted. I didn't even want to say that one first.
Oh my god, they forgot one. Inhumans.
That is very inhuman of them.
Krypton.
Good God.
Kryptonian.
We're not. We just got to halfway. Gotham.
Got them. That's my jam. That's my jam.
Lucifer.
I'm trying to put in filler here so you have more time to write. Is it
Yeah,
working?
hold on. How about this?
No. You gotta get them. You gotta get them. You don't have to put time codes for each.
Yeah,
of these.
okay, but I think the main, help me out here, Sam and Roxy. I think the main thrust of what we're going to talk about today, and this is as much for me as it is for
The
those at home.
DCCW shows.
Yeah, so news,
We got news.
Cloak and Dagger,
Cloak and Dagger.
Legends, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Black Lightning,
Yes.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we'll do in the rest.
Boo. Boo.
Name them all. Keep naming them.
At least for like time, I mean, we'll talk about the rest of them as far as like time codes and our main
Just
focus.
do and then do best of worst stuff. You don't have to
Gotcha,
write out every
gotcha,
single one
gotcha,
after that.
No, keep naming them.
But just so you know,
Yeah,
we
keep
said
going.
Gotham, Lucifer, Jessica Jones season 2,
JJ, my girl.
iZombie,
Ooh, that's some Liz
Punisher.
Moore stuff.
Punisher season 1,
Who doesn't like to be punished?
Luke Cage
It
season
got weird.
2.
It
Yeah,
got
that
so
was.
weird.
Don't worry, we don't kink shame here. I guess I put that out there into the world. But those
Good for
are.
you guys.
I
Good
think
for
those
you.
are a lot of the shows we talked about. There's got to be another one we didn't talk
Yeah,
about.
and I know what it is.
What?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So you think about that.
Okay, because if we're gonna put iZombie in there, then I feel like we also have to throw our new and improved Preacher up there.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about that. This is the stuff that we did talk about.
Yeah, but
and we haven't.
I'm talking about it right now. I just said Preacher, therefore it's canon.
Too late. You missed it. We're at the end of the line. The train's already left the station.
What other shows are there?
I think that's it.
So we've got a lot to talk about. So let's dive into news real quick.
Let's dilly dally though. We were chatting about lizard reproductive systems.
That's true, because a lot of things rhyme with womb.
Speaking of womb for improvement, let's talk about the DCU specifically. Jared Leto, who plays Joker, but might be playing a new character for Sony Spider-Man's
Mobile.
movies.
Yeah. So, talk about taking a big old piss on a company.
Why do you say? You mean the weird condoms filled with stuff that he sent to his castmates?
I don't even mean that, however. I mentioned this earlier in the week, and I'll stand by this. Had the Me Too movement started prior to that coming out, Jared Leto would be out of work right now. You cannot send used condoms to your female co-star. I don't care what kind of method actor you are. You can't do that. And you can't send sticky porn magazines to her. Effed up.
You're not wrong.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But what I am talking about is the fact that he filmed a movie for a very long time for DC. He was underwhelmed by that movie because many of his scenes were cut. He peed on DC for the first time and was like, oh, well, they cut my scenes. It would have been better with my scenes, and I thought I was going to have more. Piss, piss, piss. Then he went quiet for a little bit as DC was figuring out what was going on. Okay. And then they came out and they were like, we're doing a Joaquin Phoenix, Todd Phillips, Martin Scorsese film. And he was like, well, I'm the Joker. I'm the Joker. P. And
So much pee
Yeah,
talk.
a lot of peas going on in this
every
scenario.
time he's pissing on the company.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh crap, he's peeing on us. Maybe we like a golden shower. Here's what we have to do.
Another king.
I guess we have to give him his own Joker movie. So they give him his own Joker movie, and instead of being like, oh, okay, thank you, he's like, I'm going to go to your number one competitor because I still got some piss
Well, it's
left.
not technically, though, because it's Sony.
So...
Yeah, I feel like you're weirdly bad off shape of somebody just getting more work.
Roxy, Danny M says your Leto's spot on.
Thank you.
I just feel like...
There's a lot of crying, a lot of pissing.
I feel like you can go get other... At a certain point, these comic book universes are such like endless black holes that people are going to have to play multiple roles just because there's not enough. Like,
it's not that though. I'm just upset that he like ragged on them so hard, and also I'm upset that we're giving so much work to a guy who's sending used condoms and whose best performance, albeit it's a great performance. I don't know if that's how you use albeit. I'm just so unclear about that word.
Okay.
But
Hey, we use words we don't know all the
it
time.
felt like it worked in that
Branding.
sense. But fine, he was great in Dallas Buyers Club. It's not like this guy is the #1 pick for me. He's fine. He's fine. Why are we trying to plug and play?
because he'll sell tickets.
Yeah, well,
And he'll probably do a better Morbius than he did a Joker.
maybe. I didn't
Same
even mind
costume,
his
just had some
Joker.
longer teeth.
Sam, are you excited about the prospect of a Morbius movie?
Boy, I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, boy, deep down in my heart, too, can I say that strongly? I have zero opinions on this.
Is there anyone they could have cast that would make you care?
No.
Oh.
Nope. Not even a little bit. I don't. This is a movie that's not on my radar. And also, if you didn't notice, there is a lot of superhero stuff out there. So this has got to be really interesting for me to start caring about this. Jared Leto did not do that for me.
Well,
it's not that he's cast. He's just in talks.
Well, think about this. Don't think about it as a superhero movie. Think about it as a vampire movie. How does that make you feel?
Not the best vampire movie to date is the Van Helsing movie with
Throwing that
starring
idea
Jack.
out.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Like
So
that
it sounds like we're not on board with the Morbius movie. What about DC Universe?
Yeah, buddy. You know something really cool about this? It's
Mhm.
a little insider baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Insider trading. Go on.
No, because that's illegal.
Oh, I'd see again a word I didn't know, so I just used it.
Yeah,
Go
maybe
for it.
this is insider trading. Maybe I shouldn't say it. I'll do it anyway.
Okay.
This was cool. Somebody from DC Entertainment emailed me about this the day before it was happening and was like, yo, want to tweet this out?
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys got that too?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It is really cool. Yeah.
And they were like, since you're such a big part of the DC family, I'm sure you guys got the exact same copy paste email.
When I saw so many tweets about this, it did kind of
diminish how cool you thought it was.
Yeah.
No, I still think it was really cool. Like, they reached out to people who talk about DC a lot, and that means that they care about us.
Why don't they hire us then? I don't know what
I was
we do.
just hired by them.
Do what you do.
Something online that I'm now remembering. Maybe I shouldn't talk about.
Hey, that's a fun game to play.
Yeah.
How
about I don't piss on
So yeah, how about DC Universe Online? I personally think that I'm excited for it because I like the idea that they're adding their comics with it. I think that makes it stand out from the rest of the streaming services, which is going to be a challenge for them because it is so niche. Like it's not Warner Brothers, like a collection of Warner Brothers movies and shows. It's specifically superhero, not only just superhero related, DC superhero related.
Well, it's not just superhero, it's DC.
Yeah.
Because all different.
What does that mean?
Well.
Like Vertigo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've got comic books too that you can read and.
Yeah. There's like.
So not just superhero, but yeah.
But the DC catalog it's such a specific niche thing. So I think the idea of adding their comics library to that makes it stand out more. And if they can be smart about their price point, I think they'll do. I think it has a chance to stand out.
What does smart mean for you?
Probably cheaper than they would like.
Are you talking
like
between
Netflix,
5 and 8, or are you
like
talking
5-ish.
between 8 and 12?
I'm talking about 5-ish. I think. I would imagine they want to do 10 to 15.
$9.99 is. I feel like I could make that work if the comics were good enough. If that was a good enough deal.
That's how you. And you're a hardcore fanboy, and you feel like you can make it work. But if it was 5, I feel like it'd be a slam dunk for you. And then people that are kind of ambivalent will be like, "Oh, I can maybe make that work."
What if it was first 3 months for free? Does that help you out?
I'm doing it. I mean, but look at me. Like that's going to happen for me. It's. I think for their success, they have to get people that aren't me.
For people on iTunes, they don't know what "look at you" means, DJ. They don't know what
I'm wearing a Superman shirt. Yeah.
Don't spoil it. That's how they go up to the other Patreon tiers. You're
Okay.
gonna miss out on what
in
we're
order
wearing.
to know what shirt DJ's wearing.
You're missing out on that. But I do want to read from Terry Fournier, who mentioned, "I'm not happy with the pictures for Titans." Now, Terry, let me know what you thought about that, because I thought
that Robin picture was dope.
Right, there were 2 that came out. There's a face, like little profile, and then there was costume reveal.
Yeah.
The costume, like I was genuinely surprised of how good it looks. So I'm interested. And with that, we have Titans coming out this year. They said 2018 rough launch, but 2019 we're getting Doom Patrol,
Womb
Swamp
Patrol.
Thing, Womb Patrol, as well as Harley Quinn and the Young Justice Outsiders. That's the other one I'm most excited for.
And of course, they have a lot of their classic. They have Tim Burton Batman movies, the Richard Donner Superman films,
all their animated films,
movies, if that's what we still call it.
Yeah. Although actually, those and the CW shows were noticeably absent from their teaser.
No, they mentioned from the teaser, but in their list, their official list, they mentioned the DCEU.
Oh, cool. Good.
Maybe they leaned into what is more popular with the
Well,
fans.
then there's a ton of headlines that need to look into, because there's like, why was DCEU missing from their thing?
Oh, I
Did you?
read it, but I read it from was it Variety?
Yeah.
It mentioned that? So unless they were wrong, then maybe I'm wrong.
But they also didn't see...
I'd be shocked if those weren't included.
I didn't see any CW shows on there, too, which I get because CW has their own app.
I didn't see that either.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't love that because that is our bread and butter. However, we will get to this later in the episode. It's not like I'm a massive fan of some of our CW shows right now.
I'm excited about that. Oh, I do want to read from Terry. He said, no nips on Robin's suit. That's good. And I'm sorry, I don't know how that's a positive.
Yeah, I thought...
I want their nips.
I was seeing
Where do his nips go?
I was seeing on Instagram like comparing this Robin suit to the Chris O'Donnell suit. I'm like, which suit's better? And it's like, what are you?
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
I do like Batman Forever. Anyway,
Really?
I liked it as a kid.
Which one is
I
that
haven't
one?
seen it. That's the Riddler Two-Face one.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
It makes a little to no sense, but it is a fun one.
So is that news?
No.
Okay.
No, it is.
It was yes and no.
So
Yes in the sense that it is, no in no senses.
gotcha. So,
Also news, tune
yes.
into Only Stupid Answers Twitter accounts and social media because special announcements are coming next week about our new project. Okay, and
And you have to do things with the vowels.
yes, take out the
balls from stupid. Do you guys
That's
want
what
to talk
you
about Cloak and Dagger?
Please.
I do.
But you know what? To be fair, let's open with DJ. What did you think about this week's episode? What was your favorite?
Listen, I thought some of the ways that they utilized the way they're fleshing out the characters is interesting, but for me, it still focuses too much on the teen drama aspect that makes me ambivalent to this show and these characters in general.
Sam, do you feel like DJ or myself could give you a better plot summary?
Let's go with Rock. No. Ah, damn, that's actually a really good tie. Roxy, let's hear a summary from you of what happened in this episode.
All right, so there's a party dough
Uh-huh.
because Rock's on.
Uh-huh.
And so, also the dagger be like touching people's ears. Because, you know, that fear. Or hopes.
Hopes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so, also there's a pool. And she's like, bye, boy. And then she pushes him because he's got to be in there in order to be back in the basketball room, which is also called a court. And then
Or
he...
a locker room.
Yeah, the locker room. And then he loses because he misses that shot because fear. And that was weird too because he touches people like he's like pick and roll, and then in the roll fear. So then something about his brother. Oh, the brother's friend. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that was all... yeah, I mean, you did... Yeah, so this
Don't you
week...
agree, DJ?
Uh-huh.
I love this show.
Basically, this week we got to see them playing with their powers, mainly the hope and fear aspects of their powers. And it's like, well, if you could do that, would you use that basically be able to take that away from people? And some imagery from that was really interesting.
Why? How is she affecting him and him affecting her? I'm so confused by that because when he's like, stop messing with your powers, they're messing with me.
I mean,
what's exactly happening there?
I don't know. Their powers are connected, and that's a cool aspect. If one person tries to get greedy with theirs, it kind of affects the other person in some way.
What's the deal with when you put a washcloth over your face, you disappear now? Because that's like, if you can do that.
When you put bed sheets about halfway up his body and he teleported, I don't know about that one.
But why don't he just take a piece of paper?
He could do anything. He's not controlling it, though, yet.
I know, but the fact that he literally takes his washcloth and puts it over his head and is gone, like, it's so small.
It's basically the same idea of putting a cloth over a parrot cage and making them go to sleep.
You know that
But it's mainly putting it over the tip of the parrot.
You know that internet...
Just the tip.
You know that internet challenge where the people put the sheet in front of them and their dog's looking and then they lower the sheet and they run away? And the dog's like confused?
No, what?
You've not seen that? It's great.
Explain again.
Yeah, so if you're in a doorway and you have a sheet up and your dog's looking around and then you drop the sheet as you run away so it looks like you vanish and the dog's like, where'd you go? Because dogs are stupid.
Oh, the dog doesn't know you ran?
No.
It's peekaboo with the dog.
How fast you gotta go?
If-
I don't think I'm fast enough.
We'll have to find out. But I thought this episode was pretty good. I like the way they play with their powers and the imagery they do with the hopes and fears. That room that they had from 2 episodes ago where Dagger saw a lot of... Or no, Cloak saw a lot of Dagger's fears. Using that room as a way of, like, that's the window into someone's brain. Like, that's what they see. I think that's pretty cool.
What did you...
Here's the version of it. Here's the version of it with a cat.
Okay, let's see it.
This is important.
Which is
This is
really good
important.
for you audio listeners.
While you guys talk about
Okay,
that,
so-
I'll
yeah,
share
keep
my
going.
thought while you watch that. I did like this episode, the way that they played with their
Oh, he
powers.
throws it up.
Yeah. It's just peeking.
Oh my god, the cat just...
Yeah.
It's shocking because the cat like freaks out, and you think cats would not care.
No, it's the cats. They're confused by it. They have other things in life, and you just threw this curveball at them, and that's really
Wow.
ruined their day. Anywho, I did like that the basketball game of when he was bumping into the players and he was able to see like their fears.
Yeah, that was really cool the way they shot that. It took me a minute to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, but it was. I like the payoff for it, and the more we learn about Roxanne, it's really interesting.
Well, what's the deal with that one dude?
Which dude are you talking
The
about?
one dude that ends up being on the poster too, and that was like sucking everybody's dick.
Well, we'll have to see because there's something really nefarious happening there.
Oh, and also cocaine.
Also, cocaine. That cop had boned in the back of that police car.
Yeah.
Don't police cars have cameras in them?
But she was setting that dude up by doing blow, right? Or no?
I don't. Well, we'll see because I have literally I have no idea what her character is going to do this
She
season.
heard from Cloak that he was doing something with blow, and so she started doing blow. I think so that when he would walk in, he'd feel like connected to her, but she was actually doing it.
Yeah.
So like there was ways that she could have not been.
Yeah, I think she wanted to do blow because she wanted to do blow.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that would try to be like, aha, we'll frame them with murder by doing a murder now, and be like, hey, do you want to get in on this? It's like no, she does it because she's got a problem.
That's a bummer.
But she did mention she's from Harlem. You said this character was from Marvel Comics. What's the name of? Do you know what character she is in Marvel Comics?
I 100% do in all of the moments, but now because her name is Mayhem.
Mayhem in the comics?
That is what I believe.
Well, I'll look that up really quick.
Fun side note, while I was looking to show that video to Roxy, they dropped a poster for Glass that looks really cool.
It does, right?
Yeah.
With the 3.
I didn't see it.
We'll show you.
Yeah.
We'll show you later. It's really good.
You can show me the cat now, but you can't show me the poster.
Hold on.
Well, we were
Are
reviewing.
you Matthew McConaughey?
We were reviewing an episode of Cloak and Dagger, the new young adult.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is cool, even though Bruce Willis's feet don't line up. That bugs the shit.
Oh, I didn't notice
His
that.
feet don't
What do you
line
think
up.
that means?
Audio listeners, look at his feet.
Look at his feet.
DJ's
So what would
feet
you guys
don't
rate this
line up.
episode?
Well, I give it a 7. I think that's fair.
It was a 12.
This show's pretty good. It's not that good because I don't know if you watched this. I didn't know if you watched this episode or not.
Yeah.
DJ definitely watched this episode.
Yeah,
I watch
man.
every
And what would you
episode
rate
and
it?
love it.
I'd rate it probably similar to what I gave last week's episode, which is like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah?
I think. Wait, but Sam, you don't even know about the brother friend situation.
At the end?
Yeah.
We're talking to the cop?
Yeah.
Well, no, because we're going to find out next week.
He's sketchy.
He is
Can
sketchy.
can we just briefly mention one more thing?
Yeah. Her
Her
boning.
poor Dagger's poor ex-boyfriend. Just in jail.
Mhm.
Just chilling. He's a mess. He's like, I gave her everything. Like, I feel awful for this dude.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve anything. He does.
That's what you get for sleeping with a minor. Moving on!
Is he a minor?
He is a minor.
Is
Is
a
he?
minor?
I thought so.
Hmm.
It's hard to tell because neither of them go to
She's
school.
throwing him under the bus immediately.
Yeah, you don't
Honk,
know.
honk, there goes the bus.
Wait, are minors allowed to sleep with each other?
I really don't want to dive into this.
I
So you
think-
guys rated the episode. Are we ready to revisit some of the other shows that we talked about this year?
Minors can. Yeah, let's talk about those shows.
At all ages?
I really don't want to talk about this. Boom! Legends of Tomorrow, everybody!
You know, Boom Rhymes good?
Woo!
You knew.
You know, this show is up there for me. This season we had Malice, whatever, but also we introduced Zari and Flash came over,
Yep.
and you had Constantine.
Yes.
Legends of Tomorrow.
And also we had one of the most emotional episodes from all of these shows the death of Martin Stein with the Nazi crossover.
Jeez,
Wow, that was earlier on. I forgot. I'm guessing, DJ, you probably don't want me to say this right now, and you're going to ask me about this in a little, but I don't care right now. I have to just say it. This is my #1 favorite show on the CW this year.
Nice, very cool.
Season.
I enjoyed the season quite a bit. I thought last season had a better balance of the like goofy, cartoony fun with some of the more CW drama stuff, and this season started veering too much towards cartoony of all of the map, which was still super enjoyable. I just enjoyed season 2 more overall. Bebo was great. No, seriously, Bebo was great. A lot of the
and the reveal is pretty great.
Yeah. The final episode was a lot of fun.
And they also announced that her name is Dark, but it's not Damien because it's her daughter.
Dark. Yeah, the Lady Dark. Yeah.
Sarah? No, it's not. Whatever her name, she's going to be a series regular.
She's going to be a series regular. Kid Flash is not coming back. Constantine's going to be a regular. And Amaya's coming back, despite it seeming
Nora!
Yeah.
Nora. There you go. Nora Dark.
I watch.
I really enjoyed this season. I think the most out of the seasons of Legend of Tomorrow. Season 1 started out really like crazy. Like the way they would shoot fight scenes was incredible, but it really kind of started to tank after a while because they couldn't really get much mileage out of Vandal Savage. Season 2 was a little...
They had the Legion of Doom. How could that not be your favorite?
But this had Bebo.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And also Damien Dark being back is really fun. Hopefully he kind of stays that, even though I love him. It just doesn't make sense that he just keeps coming back.
We can't have both him and Eobard just popping up every time they die. Like,
why not?
At a certain point.
Of all time, favorite and least favorite Legend. So you can include the Hawk people. I'm sure you guys are going to pick them for your favorites. I know it. You can include anybody who's currently on, or Martin, or anybody.
It's got to be Sarah, but if not Sarah, Mick.
For favorite.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm not asking. I asked the question.
I know, it's right to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sarah's definitely my favorite. I love her. And I almost think Captain Cold more than Heatwave would be my second favorite. I love him.
I also like Evil Rip.
Evil Rip's so good.
So much better than non-Evil Rip.
Evil Rip and Dumb movie director Rip were pretty great.
Yeah, Dumb movie director.
Which were both season 2, I'd like to point out.
Interesting.
Whatever.
I really dug Jackson Martin. I liked Firestorm, but if I have to pick one at Martin, I really liked what he did, and then Mick would be a close second. Least favorite, it just felt lazy what they did with Hawk Girl. Like, they tried to do Bloodlust for a second, and then they never came back to that because they thought that was really stupid because it was. And it was a bummer where her character went. It was like she was in a relationship with Ray, but why? Don't know. Move on.
Who was the other girl that we had season 2 that wasn't Vixen that we lost?
That we lost?
Yeah, we had another girl that was on the show for a little bit that I don't even remember.
I don't remember either.
She was full of stars.
Stargirl.
Stargirl, yeah, but she wasn't part of the team.
Okay, well, she was my least favorite part of the team.
The actress was not the best, but
of the team people who weren't part of the team, I guess she would be my least favorite.
And I was bummed that Our Man never came back in any capacity. Like, he was there for a second.
But they killed him.
Yeah. Who was your least favorite, DJ?
My least favorite would probably also be one of the Hawk people. I mean, probably, like you said, Sam, Hawk Girl, just because Hawk Girl was more of a disappointment
because of what so pretty.
That's the thing, is she's pretty, she's talented, and they could have done cool things with the character, and they didn't. Whereas Hawkman was just kind of Hawkman. Like, he didn't stand out, but it wasn't like a bummer because they could have done more.
He was also in less episodes, I feel like, because he kept like flying away or dying.
Yeah,
it was something like that. Yeah. And we also had met Sierra Renee through Cisco's character, so we were more attached to her at first.
Yeah,
slightly. Because once she kind of got to go out on her own, it was a bummer that like she just kind of dwindled into the background.
Yeah, definitely.
And also you're kind of comparing her to Hawk Girl from Justice League Unlimited, which she really didn't stack up to that. You know,
interesting that none of us mentioned Nate or Ray.
Aren't they the same character?
Yeah.
Zing.
You're Zingbot, like Big Brother.
Huh?
Speaking of Bebo, I think my favorite episode this season was the Viking episode.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
If we pick favorite, also that and the bottle episode where Zari was stuck in a time loop.
Yep.
I love the time loop
computer
episode.
Simulation.
that was probably my favorite.
And whenever the actress for Karen, What's the AI's name?
Oh yeah, whatever her name is.
Kyrie?
The girl that looks exactly like Sarah Lance.
When she pops up. No, not the clone. The person that represents the AI in like Mind Space world. Whenever she gets to come back, she came back in that tiny episode. Gideon, thank you so much. But yes, let's move on to
Karen, Gideon, same thing.
Want to do Arrow?
Yes.
Let's talk about Arrow. It was a rough start. I think that's fair to say. I really wish Caden James's character. I wish the actor who played Caden James, Ben from Lost, everyone knows him. I wish he played a different character instead of Caden James because I like what he brings to the table, but Caden James was so pointless. Or at least commit fully to whoever this Ricardo Diaz guy is.
Yeah, you know what's interesting as I thought back on these seasons of shows, I feel like I was most ambivalent about Arrow's premiere because it felt like it had told its story. However, as the seasons went on, Arrow ended up being the most consistent of the shows. Like it was always in like solid high C, low B range. Where like I feel like Supergirl and Flash, like they all started off like, hey, these are cool ideas, and then as it went on, it's like, good lord.
Wait, do you mean most consistent of just those three you just said?
Of those three, because Legend
of our OG
and
ones.
Black Lightning, I'm like this.
Yeah.
That's pretty consistently great.
So of the core three, I feel like it's surprisingly because I feel like it started off again. We were probably on the same page. We were the most ambivalent about Arrow, and at least for me, it disappointed me less.
Yeah, and I don't usually love this show, but here are a couple things that I think are really positive about the show this season. The Oliver Felicity stuff didn't seem to bother people as much because now at least they've just made a choice.
Yeah.
And they're going with it, and they're together, and we don't seem to be breaking them up and like, okay, so Olicity, that is what is happening. And also because I feel like we got back a little bit to like him figuring things out and not just completely relying on members of his team being as talented as he is at what he does. Yeah. Like all of these people who could just fight as well as he could, and he has like been training forever, and we got back to that a little bit. And I think Katie Cassidy being evil Knievel is so much stronger. So the fact that we have a dark Katie Cassidy instead of what used to be was really good about this season.
Yeah, I also think this season had one of my favorite episodes of the show, which was when Oliver was on trial and Human Target shows up as Tommy. You know, I just thought that was a great use of like the show's history. It was a fun episode. It was a nice little like gift in a season. It was like fine.
That and the drugged episode with Prometheus coming back for an episode. The way he undid him was really cool. But besides that, it was a kind of a messy season for me. Those were good episodes.
How about our man coming back?
Who?
Roy. What?
He's pretty.
Yeah, I love him and Thea stuff. I've been waiting for that for so long.
And then he's coming back.
Yes,
season,
weirdly.
But not Thea.
I don't understand what her career in life is.
Hey, she's a voice in Kingdom Hearts, and she must be making bank off that.
No, I'm sure she is, and she's doing well for herself.
She was in a Daniel Radcliffe movie.
She was? Oh,
yeah.
The one where he drags his dead body or something?
I don't know. No, not that one.
I want to see that one.
I want to see that too. I just
it's weird for me to think about the Daniel. Every time I go to Redbox, like there's a Daniel Radcliffe movie, and it's like, sorry, man, you're Harry Potter.
I mean, she's still probably doing okay from just Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's got to be so hard to shake. I saw him as on Broadway in
Hamilton?
No.
Oh, okay.
With the one with the horse, Exodus.
Oh, Equus.
Equus, thank you.
So
actually one of my favorite plays, and I couldn't think of the name.
You saw his dick?
I saw it Peony.
Wow.
I don't say Peony because it rhymes with teeny. I was just making a nickname for penis.
Sure, but that's all we're imagining now. Imagining
the peony.
Julie Layden said that she really fell off Arrow this season because it just felt like it made me feel too meh. Danny M. Arrow was definitely way off the target, and a little arrow emoji.
But
Evil Laurel is awesome. That's from Danny Boy. And overall, I think we're all kind of on the same page. Matt, Roxy, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I think DJ does.
No, I realized
he was putting a hand down.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you. We bungled it because I should have had you guys rate Legends, and then we not rank the episodes because I couldn't tell you what.
Oh no.
Yeah, but just rate the overall season.
We'll do it real quick. Legends, I gave it an 8.5. I'll give it a 9. Actually, I enjoyed it more.
I'll give it an 8.
All right, but Arrow, Roxy, what do you think?
I'm giving it a 7.
I will also give it a 7. But you also had a thought before that.
No, Sam just was talking to me. He said, "Do you have anything else?"
Gotcha.
And I didn't.
Sam, do you have a do you have a rating for Arrow?
You guys give it a 7?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 7.
Boom.
I feel like the first time we agree on something.
What? Are you ready to move on to Flash then?
Let's talk.
Let's flash some people.
All right. Here we go. Audio listeners, boy, are you missing out. They laughed at home.
How do you know?
Okay, let's talk about Flash, the Thinker. Boy, oh boy, I think this season started out really strong.
I was really excited for the new villain. I like the actor who plays the Thinker. I like the setup.
I like the positive spin on Barry. Like, and you had fun episodes like the Luck episode with the introduction of her character and like him bungling everything. And Elongated Man, his intro episode was so good.
That's one of my favorite Flash episodes.
And even back half, you got the Flash Time episode, which is really interesting.
See, it's so unfair because I'm remembering the season with such a poor taste in my mouth, but there really was so many amazing things about the season.
Yeah.
There just was so many non-good things about the season.
It got dumb.
Yeah. So it's very. I feel like we're in a challenging spot, and even I didn't think the ending was as dumb maybe necessarily as you guys did. It got slow. There were too many episodes this season.
Yeah.
And and this whole "we are the Flash" mentality thing just kills me.
You know what? It would have helped if. I think they may have said it in Iris's episode when she became a speedster. I think it would have paid off more if Nora was introduced earlier, because then it's a family, and we are the Flash because she gets to be the Flash in the future. But anywho, you're very right about that. And I just don't even know how Iris made money this year. Like, I don't know what she was doing exactly.
The We Are the Flash stuff didn't bother me because...
She made that blog.
At the end?
At the end, yeah.
She wasn't monetizing it.
Very, very profitable.
As a married person, there is a lot of, like, you share... It's not your problem, it's our problem. It's not your burden, it's our burden. You know what I mean? So that tracks for me. So
okay, but in all seriousness, DJ, if your wife was a speedster, you would say we are a speedster?
Well, if my wife was a speedster and I was the one in charge of the team that is helping her save the day, and she was being emo about having to take care of everything, I would remind her, like, hey, this isn't your burden, it's our burden.
Totally.
We are team Flash.
I would never mind that if somebody was like, this isn't just on you, this is on us, but you can't just look at somebody with cancer and say, no, we have cancer.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's you're not wrong about that example. I think it's a little different, but
and also the season was rough around the edges and had some rough moments, and I think Iris is something I don't think they had the fortune that Arrow had, that, like, while in the comics Green Arrow is typically with Black Canary, it's not as, like, canon written in stone as Barry and Iris, because I don't think they've ever really known what the fuck... They didn't know what to do with Laurel in Arrow, and fortunately they had the benefit of being like, you know what, Felicity's working better, we're going with that.
And thank goodness, because that would have been the worst couple.
Yeah, and so... I don't think the creators of Flash felt like they had that option, because they've never known what to do with Iris, and they still don't fucking know what to do.
Yeah. Make her a journalist. It was fun in season 2 where, like, remember when she, like, jumped out the building and Flash caught her mid-fall? It made no sense why she needed to do it that way. He could have just run in the building and got her.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. I do want to say that Julie Layden says that she genuinely liked this season of The Flash. There were opportunities for them to do more than I think, and they missed those opportunities, which is fair. And Danny Boyle also says, loved early Thinker, hated mid-season Thinker, really hated Barry as a leader. He started out great, and he gets like this angry, little moody, little pissy teenager like halfway through, and it's just, I'm done with that.
I can't tell, and Sam, you will probably be a better gauge of this, I can't tell if I want them to get rid of Barry and go with Wally. And I don't know if that's because of when I grew up and Wally's my Flash, or if that's just because I'm a little tired of this characterization of Barry.
I love this characterization of yes and. I think on your case, yes and. I think that Barry is not the problem here because Grant Gustin's doing an amazing job with the material he's given. I think that there was no place for Wally on this show. They didn't make room for him, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Like, they built out Cisco, they built out Caitlin, but they didn't build out like a very prominent part of Flash history.
How dope would it be to have a Wally and Iris show, like siblings unite?
Yeah.
Somewhere. In a different universe.
It's not a bad pitch. I think
Flashpoint universe, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's yes and that. Yeah, you did grow up with Wally and he's the one you like, but also I'm fine with Barry just being there, but just why is he such a brat? Like, why is he? Because I feel like it would happen with Wally too. It's just the writing. It's like I don't think Wally, besides situations he would get into, he wouldn't be much different based on just what the story is.
Fair.
You know who says situations a lot in his songs?
Who?
Usher.
Interesting. Situation and
That's ignition. That's R. Kelly.
I liked.
Situation.
I'm ping-ponging back on the season. I'm ping-ponging a lot because I thought about the mid-season finale where the Thinker jumps into that really nice guy that Caitlin was helping, and that reveal was great. But then I remember the introduction of the Native American can make an inanimate. It's not even specifically inanimate objects. It's things that look like living things but aren't living things. She makes them alive. And how fucking awful that episode was.
What about all the Kitty Sackhoff stuff?
I liked Eminette a lot, actually.
I hated her Wicked Witch of the West exit. She did a storm of metal scraps, basically in sharp metal scraps that she's just sitting inside of. It's like a whirlwind of scissors, and she just flies out of the room at the speed of about 2 miles an hour. And everyone's like, we couldn't have gotten her.
And a little dog, too.
And then the goddamn making people dumb, because dumb. Anyways, let's rate this season, because we still have 90 shows to go through. I'd give this season, started out strong, but ended... I did like the tease of Nora. That was fun.
Yes.
And the payoff was interesting, but the end was so... Remember when Wally left and fought an alien starfish, and we will never see that?
Yep.
Yeah, so, 5. 6 out of 10. Roxy?
I think it was slightly worse than Arrow. It was better than Arrow, and then it was worse than Arrow, but that's what is being left in my mouth, so I'm going to give it 6.5.
I will also give it a 6.5.
Ew. Let's talk about Supergirl, though, and obviously our moods are about to get a lot better. Alright, so Supergirl this season, she started out moody because Mon-El left, and I was on board with this because it's someone dealing with Breach. She basically thinks he's dead out there. We'll never get to see him again. And then you got the introduction of the Legion. And Reign, her first intro, and also, if you guys remember the winter finale, we had that awesome fight between Supergirl and Reign, and that was super fucking cool.
If you break down, Sam, everything that happened this season, you would be like, this season was amazing.
It should have been.
Because on paper, the things that happened, what we got back, are massive, huge things. And so much took place. But it did not work.
Yeah, I don't even know
start to finish.
I don't know even if you put it on paper for me, because for me, when I try to put it on paper, it's like, hey, we introduced Supergirl's Doomsday, which was Reign. It's like, oh, rad, how'd that pay off? Well, she's one person, but she's also another person, but they're both together, but they're whatever. And then, like, we introduced the Legion of Superheroes. Oh, shit, how many Legion of Superheroes did we see? Like, 2.5?
That's on paper. Some of these things, it's like, we did this. It's like, cool, but how we did it. Yeah.
We also, a lot. We had Chad Lowe this season, brother of Rob Lowe from Parks and Rec.
Which, that episode was interesting. The episode that introduced him.
His first.
Yeah.
Wynn's gone. Mon-El's gone.
But Brainiac 5's around.
John's gone.
John's not gone.
He's not, but he's gone for now.
No, very, very little Alex and Kara interaction.
Yeah. The intro episode for Martian Manhunter's dad.
Yep.
And his episode about basically Alzheimer's for aliens. That was an interesting episode.
I wish the episode was titled Alzheimer's for Aliens.
That would be something. And then we had all the Ruby stuff go down. We spent a lot of time with her. We dyed her hair.
Yeah.
And then Alex, the breakup with Maggie was incredibly well handled, I thought.
Yeah.
And then everything else with Alex was kind of a fucking bummer.
She wanted to have a kid, and then we could understand the subtext of what they were saying, and then there were 7 episodes talking about, wait, what if she did? And it was like, we got it.
Well, that's another thing that really confused me is we understood that we broke up with Maggie because she saw herself being a mother.
Yeah.
And then somehow that translated into, oh shit, I need to figure out how to have kids now. And it's like, I don't know if was that the takeaway? Like,
the clock's ticking. I think I almost said the talk's clicking.
I don't get how far this show has strayed from its bones, from its heart, from
core.
Its core.
Yeah.
We got it. Yeah.
I guess your bones are at the core.
I can't tell how far the show's drifted from its skull fracture. I don't know.
We had
good point.
I think Demi C really summed this up well. Great ideas, poor execution.
And what's so frustrating about it is I'm not more excited. Like, at least the way Flash ended, I was like, okay, next season could be really cool. The way that Supergirl ended and what the storyline we're setting up for next season, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm the same, Roxy. I really don't care about Rush and Supergirl.
I think Legends had the coolest setup, honestly. With the dragons? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. You know what'd be really cool is if they can introduce some characters like Etrigan, and also they're doing the Swamp Thing series for DC Universe. I really want Matt Ryan's Constantine to show up.
That'd be a smart move on there.
Oh, make me so happy.
But I'm stuck on something you just said. Adam riding a dragon. Would you guys rather be the smallest molecule in the world on a dragon, or the size of a dragon on a dragon?
Like me getting a piggyback ride from DJ, or like or a piece of dust riding on a dragon.
Yeah. I think I'd rather just ride a dragon.
But no, that's not what she asked. You're the worst at hypotheticals. I'd be the size of the dragon.
You'd rather be...
I'm like a piggyback ride.
I do give Sam piggybacks all the time.
Yes.
Can you imagine if you saw a dragon
riding? If one dropped, a building's going down.
If you saw a giant riding a dragon. So what would you rate Supergirl Season 3?
6. Maybe lower.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.
I'm giving it a 6 also.
There we go. We win again.
Now let's get excited and talk about Black Lightning, because this show, I don't know. I had like literally no expectations about this. It was just like, Jesus Christ, a 5th show from CW and DC. But it may have been the best. I think it's the best for me out of all the CW DC shows this season. Yeah. Roxy, what did you think?
It goes right behind Legends, and the only reason Legends is ahead for me is because I'm more in love with those characters. I've had more time to know them and more time to care about them, and I feel like Black Lightning next season will probably be my favorite if they can accomplish what they did this season, because it's just so cool. Yeah. And I cared, and there was heart.
Danny M gave Supergirl a 5. Agreed. DJ, what did you think of Black Lightning?
Love Black Lightning. I think it's easily the best of these shows this season. I think it does a really good job of having the superhero stuff that we love, but also being really grounded and investing in its community, which is something it shares with Luke Cage, because we just watched season 2. The idea of giving a real sense of like where these characters live and why it matters to them, and our heroes' role within that community.
And they make out.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Which I like, because CW.
The villain in this season is so compelling, and the way the world's built out. Yeah, super scary. And like even the supernatural elements that are added into the show is really interesting. The way it tackles a lot of like real world problems. One character I was super mad at for a very long time, but eventually got over it. Excuse me.
Like Jefferson had to.
Yeah. And I like the differences between these two sisters. A lot of times, like, people can't figure out how to make different family members who are around the same age. I know that there's a few years apart, but make them different characters. It's like, oh, there's 2 female characters, and they're both within 7 years from each other. How do we make them different? But they have such unique personalities. The fact that one of them is so gung-ho, I'm going to be a superhero, and one of them's like, I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, is really cool.
And that's fair, because her powers are a little bit scarier than the other sister.
Yeah, and affect her in a harsher way.
If she loses control, like the other sister has to like hold her breath and do a specific thing to make her powers work. The other sister, if she freaks out, she could like burn a house down or kill somebody by accident.
I also think the other shows could learn from this show by having this and Legends by having shorter seasons.
Agreed.
I think as we have more of these shows,
Do you think Black Lightning next season's going to be short? I don't think so.
You know what? I think with the type, it's kind of like iZombie with the type of show that it is. I think.
Yeah, but didn't we go to 24 iZombie?
We did, and weirdly, that's still my favorite season of iZombie. Really? Yes, that season 2 is still my favorite season of iZombie.
I think mine too, actually.
Yeah, because that's the one show that has enough story to fill those episodes. But I think like with all these shows, like I wouldn't mind seeing like, hey, Arrow and Flash are the front half of this year, and then Legends and Supergirl are the back. You know what I mean? Like. There's a lot of overlap in tone. There's a lot of overlap in the creative teams on these shows. I think they would benefit from, and it sounds like they're going to try and make even more. I would not be shocked, depending on how the big crossover goes next year, if we get a Batwoman show. Like breaking them up. At least, maybe just for us, because we're watching and reviewing all of them. Just throw us a bone and split them apart.
Be nice to us. Julie Layden, I think, says this best. My favorite thing about Black Lightning is that I think if you take away the superhero-y part of the other shows, you don't really have a show. But if you were to do that to Black Lightning, you still have a solid show with actual characters.
Yeah, agreed.
Like that actually have relationships with one another. Like the superhero stuff and the powers are really cool the way he uses them, and like the way the daughter sees them as well. But Chris Williams has just like none of the characters even have like a fraction of his charisma.
And
like,
he's stable in the community as a principal. It makes a lot of sense.
He matters. And like Oliver was the mayor, and I don't even know how many people live in Star City. Like I have no way of gauging that. At least in his community, it felt like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's the scale is small enough that we can grasp it. And Lala was great. Lala was so cool.
Way cooler than Tinky Winky and Dipsy.
Nice
Lala was Tattooed Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how he did some awful things early in the season, but by the end I was like, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah.
Because you were
That's
not doing all right.
When somebody dies. Yeah.
How would you guys rate this?
9.
Lala was the yellow Teletubby. I had to look that up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. You could have.
No, you didn't.
Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, Po, Teletubbies, say hello.
I had the CD-ROM game. It was pretty good. You can make the little vacuum cleaner go around.
DJ, pop quiz. Which color was Po?
Come on, guess. Well, first one. 3, 2, 1. Guess. Color.
I have no idea.
Just throw any color out.
Yellow.
No, he was red.
I just said yellow. He's purple.
No.
Yes, he is.
Po is red. Tinky Winky.
Gosh, none of this matters.
Purple.
Wait, purple, red, yellow, green?
Brown.
Yeah.
You'd be awful at making a children's show.
Tinky Winky is purple. Dipsy is green. Lala is yellow. Po is red.
I give this show a 9.5. I think it's my favorite show from the year, from the CW isms.
You know what? I'll give it a 9.5 too.
Hey!
I'm gonna give it a 9, tied with Legends.
Liar. Alright.
I'm not lying. That's my truth. Isn't that what the kids say now?
All right, so now we're gonna and the rest. We're gonna add Gilligan's Island and the rest of this shit.
All right, let's run through them quick. Roxy, I'm gonna throw to you real quick.
For Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Let's. Oh wait, we do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first. Yeah.
Let's do AOS real quick. Really good, except the ending when they get back to the present was kind of punishing.
For you, but for me, I was still okay. There were dumber episodes, but the first half of the season, the first problem when they were in the future was super fucking good. Like nonstop. Agreed. Flint was awesome. I really wish he would come back in some way, but I'm guessing he doesn't exist anymore.
Name 3 things that rhyme with Flint.
Clint and Mint. 4. We got 4.
Whatever.
Suck it.
No, I thought it was really great. I just think the back half was a little bit weaker compared to the front half.
But the finale though
was real good.
Was fucking so cool.
Yeah.
It was the fight between. That's where all the money went. That's why they had to shoot on a set for like the rest of the. But actually, the whole season was to save money for that finale. I'm excited for maybe a final season 6.
Yeah.
But hopefully it can live up to what they already laid out. Anyways, I'd give this season for me an 8. It was what was good was really good.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Moving down the list, Runaways.
Yeah, I love
5, maybe lower. It got super fucking dumb for me.
Show's an 8. You're crazy.
No, it's okay. Just describe what happened.
There was a tiger.
What?
You get an automatic 5. What would you give it?
Wait, there was a tiger?
No, she didn't watch. No,
okay.
You don't know though.
It was a dinosaur.
You are guessing.
No, it was. What are you talking about? I love the show.
Audio listeners can
There was
tell
a dinosaur and there's a blonde chick and she's a lesbian and she's finding herself and she goes for the girl that's goth and she likes her a lot, but the goth girl's already dating another dude.
No, it's not. No, she's not.
Well, she's kind of with Alex.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Alex loved her.
Oh.
Yeah, man, I give this a 5.
Oh, and the thing
or
with the
6.
arm.
James Marsters as the dad was great, and Chase was great.
It's so good. I give it a 10.
James Marsters made it worth watching, and then he disappeared,
15.
so that wasn't worth me watching.
I give it 20.
Roxy. I'll watch an episode next season, but I don't think I can keep
It's
up with
so
this
good.
show.
So, but Sam, what about The Gifted?
Boy, this is a trash show. The amount of money that goes to the effects is so cool, but it's bad. It's a bad TV show. And the finale of this season had the most ADR work I've ever heard. It's like they lost a microphone. I did that today. But they lost a microphone on set and they had all the actors just mouth what they were going to say and then go back later. It was painful to watch. It was
might have
super fucking
happened.
stupid.
You never know.
But Magneto got a shout out without saying his name, his symbol on his head. And Blink was fun.
What if if the Fox-Disney merger happens, what if they turn the Fox network into like the Fox X network, and so all the drama shows are X-Men. They just spin off every X-Men into their own show.
Jesus.
Why are you saying this out loud?
Thank you. I'd give it I disliked it more than Runaways, so I'd give it a 4.9. It wasn't. That was a 5.
What about
I mistook a dinosaur for a tiger.
So obviously you're a big fan.
What about
of the show.
Lucifer? What about Lucifer?
Those were so good. Here's the thing: if the last 2 episodes that they randomly aired had never happened, and we had just heard that it was getting another season and it was just moving to Netflix, I would be like, this season was a 9.5. But those random 2 episodes and the way this all went about was so shaky and weird.
Yeah.
And now I don't have the great cliffhanger, and there were some episodes, so I think I'm going to give it an 8.
All right. And Gotham.
This is the best season of Gotham that ever was, so it's hard to compare, because by comparison, it is a 10, absolutely, which probably means it's around a 6.
Wait, comparing it to
That's
itself,
fair.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
That's fair.
whoa.
No, it's the best of its kind.
Sam, Inhumans.
1. Because it has to have a value.
Well, you like Gifted better than Inhumans?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Inhumans is trash. Like, we call things trash. This is literally trash. It's like... It's worse than student films. Like, it's so painfully bad. It's such...
Mean to student films.
It's the biggest waste of resources and money. I've never seen money wasted more in my entire life on a project of this scale. It's pathetic. It's so painfully bad. Lockjaw's great. Put him on a different show and move on. Like, throw these characters in the trash.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. Lockjaw's there. Boom.
Please. Please do that. This is so stupid. So stupid. I haven't been able to really vent how bad Inhumans was.
I'm so sorry.
It was...
for your loss.
Okay, imagine you had these characters with absolutely some of the most creative abilities, period, and they have a lot of, there's a lot of weight to them, because if they misuse them, they can, like, actually hurt people. But what if you just nerfed all of them by either taking away those abilities, and then you have to try to deal with the characters, but these characters don't actually exist, they actually are just powers with legs and bodies. That's all they are.
What's going on the show now? Is there another season?
No, it was canceled. It was canceled
Okay.
before the show was done.
Okay.
God damn it, it's so bad. Like, god damn it. It gets a 1 because you get a 1 on your SAT because you write your name. That's the equivalent of
And
this.
it wrote its name, and that is Inhuman.
It exists.
Yeah. All right.
Jesus Christ, it's so bad. I'm so angry at it.
What about Krypton?
But you watch more.
I made it through the first 3, and I heard it got better from there.
I'd like to point out that you all said we're going to
I
watch
know.
5 together.
I'm
and then
going to.
both of you bailed on me.
I'm doing it.
Both of you bailed on me.
Did you watch 5?
I'm doing it.
I watched more than you two, is what I remember.
Wait, you did not watch 5, so where are you getting off on your high
You
horse?
and I both watched 3 episodes.
No, I watched more than 3. I watched like 4.
You watched...
And then you guys had both bailed on me, so I stopped.
I am
stopped.
DC, and you are Jared Leto. PUA.
I watched Gifted and Inhumans. You didn't make it through anything. You didn't go through that punishment.
Yeah, but we didn't make you... Anyway.
Off camera, you did.
No.
I had to go through 3 years of Gotham to get to where I am now, so don't.
And we should take the blame
So
for
listen,
that.
listen, Sam, maybe you had 3 more years of Inhumans, you'd end up liking it just out of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yes.
No, it's so bad. You remember we saw it in IMAX?
Yes.
It should get a negative point because we wasted $40 on that.
Finally, Legion.
Oh, wait, really quick.
Yes.
Shea E in the chat. I have not seen you. You probably have interacted before, but you haven't. And usually I think you're just watching. And thank you for rating all the shows. They gave it Supergirl 7, Flash 6.5, Arrow 7, L. What is L? Legends of Tomorrow at 8.5,
Yeah.
and then
Zombie.
Black Lightning 8.5. Sorry, yes. Let's throw it to. You want to do iZombie or do Legion?
Let's do iZombie.
Let's do iZombie. What do you guys think of it?
Good, not as good as other seasons of the show.
This is the worst season of the show, and the fact that it still was really good means something about the show.
Yeah. So 7.5 maybe.
Yeah, right around there.
No.
Yeah. It's still really. Yeah. Still just. The cast is so good, and the writing overall is still really solid episode to episode. It's just this is one of weirdly it's like the plot that they tackled this season could have been 22 episodes.
Yeah.
And it probably would have been better for it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Interesting.
Legion probably now we've got through the rest of them. Legion.
It had some of my favorite TV episodes out of any show this season. And it's hard because now I'm separated enough from it. I can talk about I can get my emotions out of it. The multiverse episode I bawled like a baby, and I haven't done that over a lot of TV shows recently. And I don't know why it caught me so hard. I think because personally, in my life, some of my grandparents are getting up there, and we've had a couple scares this year. So it's like, just that all coupled together, it hit me a lot harder than I thought it was going to, and I loved it. And Sid's episode was great. The finale had a lot of elements that were good, and one really fucking dumb thing. And I think the merit of trying to have that conversation is interesting, and I don't think it was done in the right way. I think there could have been a much smarter way of tackling it, but the show we've talked about is more style than substance, and because of that, I don't think it had the right setup to deal with what it was trying to set up, personally. What did you guys think?
I loved the Sid episode. It was my favorite episode of the show ever. Even the episodes you guys loved, usually, I would come in and be like, meh, and then the last episode was just so hard. So for me, I would probably give the season 5.
I think overall, I would not classify the show as more style than substance. Personally, I would say that because of the way it plays with perception, it can be challenging to tackle some of those later issues. I give it an 8.5. I don't think this season was as strong as the first season, because I don't know if its point and trajectory was as cohesive as it was in the first season. Like, even I don't think I was as bothered as much by the finale as you guys were, if for no other reason that I had a week of seeing headlines about it before I even saw it. But even without that, I still don't know if I understand, like, why was the tar chick there? Who was the source of the chattering virus? What, like, I don't know if it was just as cohesive or as engaging as season 1 was. And so even though certain episodes, like David seeing alternate versions of himself and the opening of the finale, hot damn, love that opening of the finale. Even though I liked those overall, I just don't think it was a strong season, so I'd give it an 8.5.
I think it's still very high. I think I'd give it a 7.5 because of the episodes that I did enjoy. I love the creativity of this show, and I just think they bungled it pretty hard near the end. It's interesting where they're going to go with the character, but I might take my time watching next season. It definitely should have been shorter. You just twiddled your thumbs waiting for them to get through that goddamn desert for 3 episodes. So I think that's it. Let's talk about another show. There's more shows.
Yeah,
there's at least 10 more shows.
So for you guys, what was your top this year? Sounds like Black Lightning, Legends.
Yeah, for me, the order would go Legends, Black Lightning, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl of our main shows.
Yeah, or I don't know if this is. You guys can let me know if this is a fair question to ask. If we weren't doing this show, what would you come back for next year?
Legends, Black Lightning, 100%. You have me.
Yeah.
Flash is my boy, so I'd try. Arrow, I probably wouldn't have followed this season. I probably have dropped off way earlier, which is a bummer because it did get better near the end. But it would have like let's be real. The first half of the season was not the strongest. It was very rough, and then it did because you didn't know where it was going. Supergirl, boy, I don't know if I could watch next season. Even now, like I think we're gonna brainstorm how to tackle this show, Super TV, next year
because there's just so many.
Yeah.
When we first started this, for Sam and I, all the way back. Our first episode was like Flash and Gotham.
Wait, leave me out.
Yeah, suck it.
You weren't Rick Swordsman. And now it's like we just went through the list.
Yeah,
and it's just a lot. And then the DC app, and then Marvel's not going to stop making shows either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't stop them.
Yeah. So
we didn't even talk about Luke Cage.
So our main episode is going to be on that for Monday. So stay tuned for that. Rox, you haven't finished it yet.
No, I'm only 4 episodes in.
Okay.
But we also, in the time that we've been doing this, we also had a Jessica Jones.
Yep.
We had a Luke Cage.
Punisher, season 1,
we had
2.
Punisher.
Was that during
this?
I thought that was prior to our shows coming back.
That was November.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was like a Thanksgiving treat.
Yeah.
And Punisher was great. Like if we were to rate that, I'd give it like an 8.5. Like it was a very good show. And Jessica Jones season 2, I thought it wavered. Like Trish's story really just got off the goddamn rails. But and she got kind of awful near the end. But overall, that season was very good as well. But like we're saying, there's just so many shows, so we got to figure out how to narrow them down. For me, if I were to rate the CW shows, Black Lightning, Legends, they're very close, but I think Black Lightning edges it out because they are like true characters and they're very well written, and it feels like a drama with some superpowers in there. But it's more about a man like helping his community and helping his family, and that family helping him too.
Yeah.
And then
I think you're with me where it goes Arrow, Flash, Supergirl.
I think so too, and they're all. I think Arrow's just barely above those.
Barely.
Yeah, and Supergirl's very low to the bottom, but like Flash is just kind of like the good parts of Flash made me really happy.
Yeah.
And Elongated Man's powers are really cool most of the time. But man, it got dumb.
It'll be interesting to see where the shows go. I'm pretty similar to you guys. I think if I were left to my own devices, I think I am, because I started with these shows with Arrow, and I still, like, even for me, Arrow at its weakest still provides me at least one or two really cool action sequences. So it's just a fun action show diversion. So on that level, I think I'll probably stick with that show until it's done.
Would you watch it if we didn't have this show? Would you watch it week to week, or would you kind of just wait to
Arrow?
catch up?
Yes.
Interesting.
Just because at this point it's a show I watch. You know what I mean? I think the other shows, it's like you're gonna have to rehook me a little bit if I was left to my own devices.
Curiosity, where on that list would Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fall for you guys?
Now I feel like this was the perfect send off. So on that note, I'm kind of bummed about season 6. However, the past few seasons have been really solid.
Yeah.
So I don't have an issue. Like, I'm checking out. Also, it's happening
right
in time.
After Legends, then you like it more than Arrow, but less than Black Lightning and Legends.
I would say this
season
season was better than Arrow season. As far as my personal dedication level, I'm probably more dedicated to Arrow than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Although Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is giving us a gift by not coming back until after these other shows have ended.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see at least what kind of stories they can tell. They have the time to work it out. Take that time to work it out. Like, make it make sense.
And you're getting one more season of Gotham.
Yeah.
And at least one more season of Lucifer.
Yeah.
And we know Gotham's next season's the Enzo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have another season of iZombie also.
Yes, and which is also the end.
Yeah. And
Don't worry,
and Krypton has another season too.
I will not watch that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It was fine. It's not even really against that show. It's just, guess what?
Too much.
Is Gifted coming back?
Yep. Season 2. I don't think it will last much longer after that.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it's going to last much longer.
I
think fans really came out in droves for that.
And I would also be surprised after the Fox Disney thing if a lot of those shows last. It'll probably be sniff.
Maybe.
And then they roll out their own.
They're in association with Marvel, so maybe they're a little different.
No.
But with that said, we kind of ended on a negative note. But there were a lot of.
No, we didn't. Yeah.
There was a lot of good moments in these shows, and it was I think the best part about this is that we were able to come and talk with each other and talk with you guys and share our love and our gripes with these shows, but also just you guys are good peeps, and we just want to know that you're loved from over here.
Yeah.
To you guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
I love you guys.
Roxy.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
At ROXY STRIAR. Isn't that good?
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're doing more stuff on your YouTube.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing more stuff on my YouTube, which is also ROXY STRIAR, and I'm on The Tomorrow Show every Wednesday night where we talk to some of your favorite celebrities.
Ayo.
And that's on thetomorrowshow.com. I'm also over at Screen Junkies on Tuesday mornings, and I'm going to be doing some Nerdist news stuff, too. So just kind of all that. And with you guys, somewhere, maybe, in the future.
Yep.
Interesting. DJ?
Yeah, at DJ Talks Trash, every place that matters. Go to chaostheorycomic.com. Or wait, you're on Patreon. You don't even have to do that. Probably in this very post that you're listening to, there are links to perks just for you guys that have discounted discount prices and all that stuff. We're like 78% on this comic. It's almost...
We're chugging along.
I just really want to get it to you guys. I really want to make this comic happen. And just, if you haven't yet, please consider clicking one of those links, getting one of those perks. This comic is like it's twice as big as the last comic, 3 times as good. Like, it's just way better on every level. And there's a lot of fun perks with a lot of talented people working on it. And so go support that. Go support these talented artists. Go support indie comics.
Does it have aliens and dinosaurs?
It does, and zombies.
And zombies.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to
What
give
about
a spoiler.
tigers, though?
There's another big element that I've held off revealing that happens, but I'm just going to keep that to myself. You'll have to get the comic. to find out.
Good tease.
Yeah.
Good little tease.
Sam, what about you, boy?
Sam Bashor, but the big thing for me this summer is the very special project that what we can tell you is tune in Monday to our social media accounts because you're gonna get I think you're gonna get most of all the info you're gonna need to join in on that. And don't worry, Patreon peeps, y'all get special privileges, which is very cool. But again, like I said, tune in Monday. Main episode, we're talking Luke Cage Season 2 full, spoiler-free and spoiler-filled review. Little review, because I didn't get to say anything about the first episode last week. I will say this season is up there as some of the best Marvel Netflix TV period for me.
Agreed.
But that's it. Make sure you write your thoughts and feelings on our Patreon so we can read it in the future. It makes us feel good. And we'll see you guys next time. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you to Stephen Walker, Maggie Whitmer, Danny M, Danny Boy, Julie Layden, Shayette E,
My Sadie,
Terry Fournier. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody in here. I think I got most everybody who were commenting live. Anybody else watching live, thank you so much. Don't worry, don't go run away from Patreon just yet, because being a part of this tier gets you still a bunch of extra stuff. Yeah. Actually, even more, or you could win some shit. But that's I'm saying too much now.
Yeah.
But make sure you tune in next week.
Also, probably should have said this on the episode. I want to thank you guys for being a part of this. And I know it doesn't feel like a finale to us because we're doing other things. We're going to keep working.
Yeah. Like next week, there's a new thing coming out.
Yeah. So it's like it's not that, but I do appreciate being able to do this all with you guys.
Me too.
Oh, I thought you were talking to them, but looking at us, I was like, thank you.
No. I mean, yes, thank you to you guys, obviously, but I wanted to. Yeah, I like doing the show with you guys. I think it was a good year. I don't know if I could have gotten through these shows without you guys.
And you probably would have watched some of the shows without us.
So thank you. But of course, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see in a week. We've got a ton of other cool stuff coming.
Go watch that video. You'll see something really cool.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Love you.
Love ya.